If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
We're following breaking news out of Texas and the murder trial of a Texas teen. 19-year-old Karmelo Anthony has been found guilty of murder in the death of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf. Metcalf was fatally stabbed at a high school track meet, as you may recall, last year. NBC's Ryan Chandler is outside the courthouse in McKinney, Texas. We're also joined by NBC News legal analyst Misty Maris. Ryan, I'll go to you. The jury deliberated for less than 3 hours. Walk us through this verdict. What was the reaction inside and outside the courtroom?
Well, I'll tell you, as soon as news of the guilty verdict reached the crowd that has been growing here since Thursday, tensions boiled over. We heard visceral tears and angry confrontations break out in this crowd. The police presence seeming to triple here as they try to keep the peace. Since Thursday, there have been supporters of both the Metcalf and the Anthony families here. Now the Anthony family is protesting, as they have since the beginning, raising concerns for a fair trial, but certainly a lot of bitter comfort for the Metcalf family. Our eyes inside the courtroom said that there were tears bursting out as soon as the verdict was read out from both sides. No reaction visible from Karmelo Anthony as he embraced his lawyer. We are now still awaiting some major news from inside the courtroom as well. They will now move on to the sentencing phase. Anthony found guilty of first-degree murder, but not capital murder. So he is not eligible for life without parole. His maximum sentence, 99 years, potentially.
Misty, let me turn to you. 4 days of testimony, less than 3 hours of deliberations. Are you at all surprised at how quickly this all happened?
I was, Kate, because this is a complicated case. Even though you had, 4 days of testimony, you had a lot of witnesses, you had a video, but the video wasn't necessarily dispositive, could not see it. So the jury had a lot to go through. You also had murder for them to determine whether or not there was a conviction on murder, which there was, manslaughter and the self-defense element of it. So this was a very, very quick verdict.
Karmelo Anthony did not testify in his own defense. What kind of an impact do you think that might have had on this jury?
Well, we can see from the jury's determination of a guilty verdict on murder that they dismissed the self-defense as an argument, that they did not find that he acted in self-defense.
Which is what his lawyers were.
Which is what his lawyers were looking for. And self-defense requires somebody to concede that they committed the act, but with legal justification. And that standard is that the individual, in this case Karmelo Anthony, perceived a risk that was deadly, and that perception was reasonable. So that's the legal standard. It's tremendously difficult in a self-defense case when you don't hear from the defendant on what they were experiencing that day.
Ryan, back to you just quickly. Do we have any idea whether an appeal will be coming?
It's a good question, Kate. I think that will depend on how the jury chooses to punish him. We have no indication of that yet.
Ryan Chandler, Misty Maris, thanks to you both.
They found guilty of manslaughter. Y'all are trash! Y'all are trash! Y'all are trash! Get her. Come on, trash! You know what they're doing is wrong. You know it's wrong. You know it's wrong. You know that shit wrong. You know that's wrong. You know that's wrong. That's what I do that.
They know it's wrong. They know it's wrong, sister. It's okay.
You know that's wrong.
Because the same way I've been but as soon as you get it,
I believe it's guilty of manslaughter.
That's carries 2 to 10.
Yeah, but they can appeal this.
What happened?
If they get manslaughter, he'll do 2 to 10. They'll probably give him what?
Like, what is emotion?
7, 8.
That shit is
Maybe
dumb.
like 3 or 4.
Y'all know it's dumb.
Maybe.
We handled it. But look at y'all, show of force, bro. Let us handle our people.
Well, in their eyes,
the news people know something and they run. The news people know something.
I think you're wrong about your assessment of what you think you heard. I guarantee you, Donald Trump did not say he was going to go after black.
we don't have no more economic help.
You are all okay, you still a fan. You still a fan. That don't change. That don't change.
We're not gonna waste up.
I want to see when 2 women are
So now, let's get into it, right? Because I know there's a lot of people that are emotional, right? There are a lot of people who are upset at the verdict. So let's just deal with the facts, right? Let's just deal with the evidence that is before us. If we can we just put our racial biases and can we put our emotions to the side and let's just deal with the facts and then see, the outcome. The man has been found guilty of murder, right? So now, according to the reports, they are saying that this young brother Anthony, right? He goes into a tent. He doesn't belong there, right? I don't know if he was a rival with that team or, they got different sports, and even in different sports, they even rival with each other, even though they in the same school and all that. But he was welcomed into a tent because it was raining outdoors. Once in the tent, Metcalf told him, hey, look, check this out. You don't belong here. And other students told him, hey, man, look, you don't belong here. Go where you belong. And Anthony said, nah, I ain't going nowhere. Him and Metcalf, they get to, arguing back and forth. Next thing you know, Metcalf, big old boy, I'm talking about 200 some pounds. What they say, he was 6'1" or something like that. Big young man. Anthony, 5'7", 130 pounds. He's a little guy. So I can see the mentality of Metcalf thinking to himself that I'm finna bogart this little guy. I'm finna push him up out of here. And so they are saying that once Metcalf got, aggressive, Anthony went into his book bag. Metcalf told him, man, you ain't got nothing up in there, and proceeded to push him out from up under the tent. While he's pushing him, Anthony produces a knife, stabs him in the chest. After stabbing him in the chest, he broke, right? Got up out of there. Metcalf fell to the ground, got up, looked at the wound in his chest that is profusely bleeding because he was stabbed in his heart. So every time his heart pumped, blood was gushing out. They said Metcalf looked at the wound and said, oh my God, and collapsed. And that was it for him. His twin brother, who was there that seen the whole thing, ran over there, grabbed his brother. While other coaches was trying to give him CPR, they was putting pressure on the wound, but nothing could save him. Even if he made it, even if doctors was there, it would have been hard for them to save him. How brutal the wound injured his heart. So now, while all this is going on, Anthony breaks. At some point, the police grab him, and he tells the police, yeah, I did that. That's me. I stabbed him. Now, there has been rumors going around saying that, they was bullying Anthony. They was trying to, get him up out of there, and it was a multitude of them against him, and he was by himself. Those are rumors. We don't have the evidence. We don't have anything to back that up, right? And from my understanding, no one testified to him being surrounded by guys and, they beating Anthony to death and stuff like that. Like, no one testified to that. I don't even believe the defense even put up that as a defense in the case, right? So now, here is the question. Did Metcalf deserve to die because he pushed Anthony? Did he deserve to die? Ask yourself that. Because we're talking about high school kids here. They get into scuffles and fights and stuff like that in high school all the time. Did he deserve to die because he pushed him and tried to kick him up out of the tent? Now, I don't think so. And the reason why is because, come on now, like people push people all the time. And usually when you push somebody push you back. Or you push somebody and they still on you, right? But this is mutual combat. This is hand-to-hand combat. No weapons are involved, right? But in this situation, Anthony stabbed him and killed him. So now, here's the thing that I want to present to all the hood-educated residents and the guests viewing my channel right now. If your son or your daughter is in high school and he gets into a little scuffle with somebody, a pushing match, and that somebody stabbed your child because your child pushed them, do you believe that your child deserved to be stabbed and killed? It's just a question. It's just a question. And I'm not sticking up for Metcalf and his family and none of that type of stuff. Get rid of the emotions. We dealing with the facts here. We dealing with reality. We're not dealing with the racial biases and all that old type of stuff. But do you think that your son, if your son push somebody, or somebody push your son, or your son push somebody and that person stabbed your son and kill him, do you think your son or your daughter deserved that? I would like to believe that a lot of y'all are saying no, because it's kids. Right? Hand-to-hand combat. No weapons. You see what I'm saying? So now, with us dealing with that logic right there, for all the people that are highly upset about the verdict, do y'all really believe, did y'all really believe in y'all mind that this boy right here was finna walk scot-free? No charges? No conviction, nothing. After stabbing somebody for pushing him, did y'all really believe that this young brother was finna walk free without a manslaughter, without assault and battery? He just finna walk free. It don't work like that. I'm sorry. It does not work like that. Now, look. Let's talk about the racial component, right? Because, race does play a factor in the criminal judicial system, right? Not the current events, not the events that happened where, we got Metcalf dead and we got Anthony charged with, murder. Not that. We talking about the criminal judicial system now. Race plays a major part in that. So, the only defense was self-defense. His attorneys came in there and said that, hey, look, this is a dumb kid. He was in fear for his life. He made a dumb decision, right? They couldn't come in the courtroom and say he didn't do it. They couldn't do that because he already admitted that he did it. So they are trying to defend him by saying that it was self-defense. I gotta be 100. That right there was a weak defense, but that's all they had though. Come on, what else they gonna do? What else they gonna say? He already admitted that he did it, and he got multiple witnesses, his friends and Metcalf friends saying that, hey, look, he the one did it. There was no way around that, right? But the defense was weak because we got to understand something, y'all. I mean, come on now. That ain't no self-defense. Come on now, y'all. Look, and especially for us. For us to get a self-defense case, look, somebody got to been done chop one of our arms off, chopped our leg off, and with our pinky, we killed them with our pinky. You see, for us though, I'm talking about African Americans, black peoples, whatever we calling us. For us, we gotta, that's our self-defense. We can't just come in and, hey, look, man, I was scared for my life. He scared me, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, look, we can't do that. Now, they can, but we can't. That's the reality of us. It's unfair, yeah. It's unjust, yeah. But it is our reality. We can't get a self-defense like that. No. Somebody pushed me, I stabbed him, killed him. Self-defense. Why? Because when he pushed me, I was scared that I was going to fall on the ground, bust my head, and die. No, it ain't going to work like that for you. For somebody else, they might go for that. Oh, yeah, well, he pushed him, and there was a rock down there, and he could have hit his head, so he defended himself. That don't work for black people. No. And the reason why it don't work for black people is because of the way that we are presumed to be in the media and in public eyes. Dangerous. Yeah. Violent. Yeah. You see? So the self-defense claim was, but that's all they had. Now look, being 100 with y'all know within y'all hearts of hearts and minds, that is not a self-defense. Come on, y'all. Somebody push you, you stab him and kill him, that is not self-defense. Your life gotta really be in danger. Now listen, if Metcalf pulled out a knife, hey, he got a good chance now. Now Anthony got a good chance. If he pulled out a gun, he got a good chance. If he was getting beat, if Anthony was getting beat by multiple white guys or kids or whatever, and he happened to reach out and stab Mac, he got a good chance, right? Because they beating him to death. You see what I'm saying? But just from a push, no. But not only that though, because Anthony told him, if you touch me, something gonna happen. You bet not touch me. Touch me and see what's gonna happen, right? That's how we talk. Look, you can say what you want to say, long as you don't touch me. You see what I'm saying? So this is the facts. If you touch me, watch what happened. Metcalf touched him, he died. You see? So that's provoking. In my eyes, I'm telling you, touch me then. Touch me and see what's gonna happen. I'm letting you know, I'm provoking you. Hey, yeah, touch me then. Look, if we want Anthony to be set free, if we wanted him to be set free, then Chud the Builder should be set free as well. He should be set free as well. Even though he went around, provoking people. You see what I'm saying? Got into a fight, shot a brother. Now he locked up. But see, we want him in jail because we understand what he did was wrong, right? We understand that he was provoking people on multiple occasions. This right here was one incident, but it's the same thing. You see what I'm saying? Look, y'all. Y'all can be upset, y'all can be mad, but we gotta understand where we at. We gotta understand the realities of the criminal judicial system in America when it comes to African American people. We don't get a fair shake. No, we don't get a fair shake. And this right here is proven, scientifically proven. They have done studies on this. Studies to prove that, hey, look, check this out. Black people don't get a fair shake in the criminal judicial system. White people do. You see? This is proven. So we gotta stop with all the, I didn't get out. Look, they've been doing us like this forever. Is it fair? Is it just? No. Do I agree with it? No. We shouldn't agree with it. But in this case right here, look, man. Anthony wasn't right for doing that. I know, y'all. I know. I know. He didn't have to stab that boy. He didn't have to. The boy pushed him. He should have pushed him back. I know he's smaller than him or whatever, but nah, he shouldn't have stabbed that boy. Because, again, like I said earlier, I would not want somebody to stab one of my children because my child pushed him. Now, should Mac have put his hands on him? Nope. He shouldn't have touched him. He was wrong too. He will still be alive right now today had he not touched Anthony. He'll still be breathing. But he did touch him. And that was wrong too. But was it wrong enough for him to lose his life? That's the question. You see? And I would say, nah. I can't go with that right there. I can't go with that. Now, some emotional people would say, yeah, Anthony should have killed him because he shouldn't have pushed him. But I guarantee you, you wouldn't want that to happen to a loved one, your child, or your woman, your wife, or your mama. You see what I'm saying? You wouldn't want that. But a lot of times we get caught up in what social media is talking about, and we got all these loudmouth people, trying to, hey, no, this, that, and then we get caught up in all that. But come on, calm down, and let's just deal with the facts of the matter. Period. Like, this case right here is messed up all the way around the board, because we got a young man dead, and we got another young man that's possibly finna go spend the rest of his life in prison. That is why I always tell y'all, if y'all can't, stay out of the criminal judicial system, state or federal, because they're not going to treat you fair. You're not going to get a fair shake unless you got money. If you ain't got no money, you not going to get a fair shake. Brothers, sisters, that done been in the criminal judicial system, get in the comments and tell these people how they did y'all. Come on. When you go in that county jail, you can be sitting in the county jail, y'all. Listen to what I'm saying for people that ain't never been in the criminal judicial system. You can be sitting in the county jail charged with aggravated robbery, right? And you got 3 points against you, so that boosts your time up. There could be a white guy in there with an aggravated robbery and got 6 points. So that should shoot his time up. And somehow, he get less time than you. You sitting here in the county jail watching this over and over again. Like, we got the same charges. You got more points than me. How you get probation? You see? How you only get 2 years and they trying to give me 25? This happens all the time. See, for us that been in the system, we done seen it, so we know. We like, man, look, that's how it go, bro. I'm talking about, it's crooked. It's crooked. Listen, the cards are stacked up against you. If you are African American, you black, they gonna dog you. They gonna treat you bad. Like, they didn't even want to give Anthony a manslaughter. His lawyers had to fight for that. Like, man, add manslaughter in there. Y'all just saying y'all gonna hit him with the murder, add manslaughter in there. You see? No, he had to fight for that. That should have been a regular thing for the prosecution to say, you know what? It was a split-second decision. We're going to put manslaughter in there. We're going to put the murder, first degree, second degree murder, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But no, he had to fight for that. And, the court gave it to him, though. The court gave it to him. But at the same time, they still convicted him of the murder with an all-white jury. Let me tell you something about all-white juries, right? They've been studying this right here. Whenever a black person get in front of an all-white jury for killing a white person, he's going to jail. He's going to jail. Whenever a black person steps into a courtroom and say, hey, self-defense against a white person, he's going to jail. According to the studies, right? When a black person go inside of a courtroom, a criminal judicial system, no matter where at in the United States of America, he has a 1 or 3% chance of winning. A 1 or 3% chance of winning. And with an all-white jury, 0. It's over. It don't work like that in America. But let a white person go inside of a courtroom and say, hey, self-defense on this black guy. Yeah, he finna go to the crib. Yeah, he going home. But it's different. The roles is reversed when it come to us. You see? And we need to realize that so that we can stay up out of the criminal judicial system. And look, another thing that needs to be addressed here is this. The way that the media portrays African American people in America. We are violent, careless animals, right? This is how we are being portrayed in the public. And the public sees this, even though it's only a small percentage of us doing all this madness. But in the public eye, it appears that all of us is violent and dangerous, careless. And not only that though, being that we are like that, or being that we are portrayed like that to the public, we gotta fix our image. What you mean, hood educated? What you mean, fix the image? Allow me to elaborate. We kill each other at an alarming rate. We shoot each other, stab, beat, grape, at an alarming rate, right? And being that we do these things, right? The public sees this. It's blasted all over social media. So the public looks at us and say, hey, look, they don't even care about each other. So why should we? You see what I'm saying? When the public get to looking at you like that, like they don't even care about each other. They so quick to kill one another, shoot each other. Why should I care about them? They're animals, right? Even though this is a complete lie, we love each other. We take care of each other. And there's only a small percentage of us that do all the madness. But if you was to look at the news, you would think that black people crazy. You would think that, hey man, they don't care about each other. Stay away from them. They violent, they crazy, they over-sexualized and all that. You would think that we crazy because of the public image that they putting out there about our people. So when you got an all-white jury looking at a black boy for killing a white boy, man, come on, man. This is 1 + 1 = 2. This is easy math for me. Easy. For some people that ain't never been a part of the criminal judicial system, some of the sisters and some of the brothers, y'all probably like, hey man, that ain't right, this wrong, man, they did this. Look, go talk to your cousin, your uncle and them that been in the system. They'll tell you, this is regular programming. You're not gonna get no love. None whatsoever in the criminal judicial system. You gotta force their hand to give you just a little bit of relief in the criminal judicial system. But in this case right here, being 100, as soon as I heard about it, I seen it blow up and all that, everybody talking about it and all that, and I'm sitting back thinking like, man, where these people been? This young boy just killed a young white boy, an athlete at that. You know, come on, man. And not saying that, you know, like our lives don't mean nothing, but I'm talking about how they looking at it. They looking at it like, man, hold on. No, boy, we can't never let you get away with that. You done killed one of ours. You can't. And being 100, if the roles was reversed, it probably would be the same thing. If a white boy stabbed a young brother for pushing him and killed him, and it was an all-black jury, do y'all think that white boy going home? Alright then. Stay out them criminal judicial systems, because they ain't gonna play fair with you and they gonna dog you. This is Hood Educated, not Lame Related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Now, if you want to see my latest video that I just posted, click that thumbnail right there and go check out the video about what's going on down there in Chicago. Peace and love.